Well, good morning, South Mississippi. This is a happy Sunday morning to all of you. Let's take a look out there right now. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things going on over the next about 24 hours and into the rest of the week as well. We're going to start off, of course, with the forecast for today. It's going to be a pretty warm day, and we do have some storms on the way tonight, so we're going to talk about that as well. Those storms are coming in along a cold front. That's going to bring us some very, very cold weather as we go into the rest of the week. So we're also going to take a look at what that looks like as well. So let's start off by looking at some of the temperatures across the area right now. Things are looking pretty nice as of right now. You can see there most of South Mississippi in about those low 60s, closer to the coast, seeing some middle 60s at the moment. Moss Point 65, Gulfport 62. Further inland, we still have a couple of 50s like Wiggins at 58 there. And as we go through the next several hours, this system is really beginning to take hold there in the central parts of the United States. You can see that warm front has crossed us here in South Mississippi already. South of that warm front, scattered showers and thunderstorms are possible throughout the morning. And see there that cold front, that line of storms beginning to solidify a little bit there directly ahead of the cold front. Up towards the north, if you have any family, friends, or if you're traveling, well, a major ice storm is underway in parts of the central or mid-south, parts of Kentucky, Tennessee, as well as Missouri. And you can see a lot of very heavy snow up there to the north in Kentucky and parts of nearing the Great Lakes area, up and even into the Ohio Valley. This system as a whole will be moving to the east as we go through the rest of today. And at least here in South Mississippi, here's what we're looking at. As of right now, just after 9 o'clock, still widespread showers moving across the region. You can see there most of the heavy rain in northern Harrison County at the moment, at the time of this live stream. That's just before 9:10 in the morning. And as we look as well at the winds for today, we could be seeing those winds very gusty out of the south. Beginning at noon today, there will be a wind advisory in place. This is going to mainly be for the counties highlighted in tan there. That's Pearl River County, Hancock County, Harrison County, and Jackson County as well. Once again, from noon today until midnight, late tonight, well, we will be expecting those winds to be very gusty out of the south, about 20 to 30 miles per hour. Gusts could go up to 40 miles per hour. And you can see that here on our Futurecast. Things look pretty windy beginning in the early afternoon hours, winds gusting to around 20 to 25, even up to 30 miles per hour. Some gusts getting as high as 40 miles per hour as we move into the late afternoon hours. Then late tonight, that cold front does move through. You can see there that wind shifts out of the northwest, and those gusts behind the front still very strong, around 20 to 25 miles per hour by early tomorrow morning. 7 a.m. tomorrow, those winds now coming mainly out of the northwest and still very gusty. That's going to bring those wind chill values tomorrow morning very far down. We'll get back to that in just a minute. Now, taking a look at the severe weather risk, of course, that cold front bringing some isolated strong storms along that front. The highest threat is going to be those gusty winds, but you can see here that's still a fairly low level threat. There's also the potential for at least some small hail, and some quick spin-up tornadoes will be possible. And of course, very heavy rainfall possible along the line as well, but this is moving very quickly, so that flooding threat should remain fairly low. Let's look at Futurecast. There's the rest of today. You can see there scattered showers and maybe a few storms through the remainder of the morning. We look at about those mid to late afternoon hours. Many of us might even get to see some sunshine for at least an hour or two before the sun does go down. You can see spotty cloud cover starts to move back in. There, as we get later into the evening, into the early overnight hours, you can see there's that cold front with the line of storms associated with it. Some of these storms could become strong at times. Once again, there is a low-end threat for gusty winds and an isolated tornado along that line as it moves quickly through South Mississippi. You can see here that moves completely through by about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. We're not dealing with rain anymore, and as a matter of fact, the cloud cover will move out fairly quickly as well. You can see in those gray and white colors. But you can see that wind turns out of the northwest, and then it gets extremely cold behind this front. We can take a look here at. There is, in fact, a cold weather advisory in place. Now, these are the new alerts that started at the end of last year. Instead of having a freeze watch or a freeze warning or a cold or a wind chill advisory, we will now have these cold weather advisories. This is mainly going to be because of extremely cold wind chills going into tomorrow morning. The very cold temperatures themselves dropping down into about those mid-30s further inland. Low 30s will be possible. But as you go into the early morning hours, that wind is still gusting to around 20 to 25 miles per hour. That's going to bring that wind chill, or that feels like temperature, much lower. You can see there, right as that front is moving through, the wind chill or the feels like temperature out there, right around 70 degrees into the mid 60s with those winds coming out of the south. That front passes, winds shift to the northwest, and we get those very, very cold wind chills and feels like temperatures down into South Mississippi. Further inland, you can even see there the potential for getting all the way down into those lower 20s, possibly even the teens for that wind chill or feels like temperature. Closer to the coast, well, right around those mid-20s. Now, remember, that is the wind chill or the feels like temperature. The actual air temperature will be around those mid to lower 30s, so very, very close to freezing. Many of us probably want to go ahead and make those cold weather preparations. Beginning tomorrow morning, you want to make sure those pipes, plants, pets, and people are all protected from these extremely cold temperatures. This will continue through the rest of the week. Coastal areas getting into those upper 20s by Tuesday morning. Inland areas dealing with those even colder temperatures. Many of those inland locations, mainly north of I-10, well, that's closer to those mid to upper 20s by the time we get to Tuesday morning. Looking at the 7-day forecast, we do have cold weather alert days. That's going to be Monday through Tuesday because of those extremely cold values. Remember, Monday, we're waking up in about those mid to lower 30s, very close to freezing. It's those wind chill values because of the strong winds that are going to be making it feel extremely cold out there, down into the lower 20s, possibly even the teens. Looking at the rest of the week, Tuesday through Thursday morning, waking up in the upper 20s all the way into the coastal areas. Look at those afternoon temperatures. We will be struggling to get out of the 40s as we go through the middle of this week. Heading into next weekend, rain chances bump back up as another system comes out of the Gulf, and you can see there those morning temperatures still very close to freezing, low 30s still possible. Those afternoon temperatures will begin to move their way back up into about those upper 40s, lower 50s. But even so, we're still struggling to get out of those 40s by the time we get towards the middle and end of the week.